My name's Di Williams. I'm the National Director for Wales at Diabetes UK, or the Director of Diabetes UK Cymru, which is a better way of putting it. Okay, so why are we doing the half marathon? Because, you know, I'm not a runner. You can see this, I'm an old bloke basically. But a couple of years ago, a very good friend of mine, Paul Coker, who's got type 1 diabetes, Paul came to me, he was running 40 half marathons to celebrate 40 years of having type 1 diabetes. I was chatting to him, I said, well, you know, when is the last of your marathons going to be? It's going to be Swansea. I said, well, let's make it special. Why don't we actually set a world record for the most people with type 1 to run in half marathons? So Paul liked that idea, and all of a sudden an annual event was born.
Hi, I'm David Martin-Jewell. I'm the owner of Frontrunner Events and the race director for the JCP Swansea Half Marathon. We're delighted to welcome back Diabetes UK Cymru and 1BloodyDrop.com as we attempt to break the world record for the most number of type 1 diabetics at a half marathon anywhere in the world.
The key thing, I think, from my point of view, you know, all too often, conditions like type 1 is about what people can't do. What we're trying to do in Swansea is show what people can do. And honestly, people, my son is 27 last year, he's 28 this year. Last year, he said, oh, Dad, I can't run, I don't run. And I talked him round into doing it. He had the best time he's ever had. And once he'd finished the half, we stood there watching other kids and other people coming across the line with type 1. Honestly, they were doing something they never thought they would have done. It really changed their lives.
This will be the third time of breaking the record, and my involvement with this came around because I have a son who has type 1 diabetes. He was diagnosed with the condition 5 years ago, and at that moment the change in our lives was unbelievable. Understanding the condition means we know the challenges that face the runners who take part in the half marathon with type 1.
Do join us this year. It's the 23rd of June. It's fantastic. You don't have to be an athlete. I guarantee you a good time.
The course is as flat as it gets. As an introduction to running, the distance will be the only challenge. It starts outside the city centre at the beautiful Brangwyn Hall. It takes in the full 6 miles of Swansea coastline. It finishes at the front of the old Swansea Museum. It's a beautiful, beautiful course. It's extremely friendly. It has an atmosphere of a massive race, and there are thousands, but not tens of thousands. It is just a wonderful, wonderful day.
If you've got a child with type 1, if you've got a child who's over 7, they can run as well, absolutely free in a 2-kilometre run, fantastic. Or, mum and dad, listen now, if you've got a child who's under 7, you can run with them. Show them a good time, show them what they can do, and show them what you can do.
For me, the Swansea Half Marathon is really important because in addition to it being the last half marathon in my Mammoth Challenge, it's the one event where we get a community of people with type 1 diabetes together, and that means that we actually get to network and we get to learn from each other. And I remember at the half marathon start line last year, I had a guy come up to me and say, hey, my insulin pump's doing all kinds of strange things, what would you do, how would you manage this? It was just amazing to have this community of people that are sharing this same experience. And then we went off and we did a 13-mile run together. Now, have you got to be an athlete? No. One lady in the event last year, she said to me, the furthest I've ever run in any of my training is 6 miles. I don't think I can do this. And I turned around and said to her, don't worry about it. Stay with me. We'll be at the back of the pack and we'll get round. And the look on her face when we crossed that finish line, some 3.5 hours later, was just priceless. And we got round and we had an amazing time. And the other thing is, don't worry about the time of a half marathon. The only person that's going to remember your finish time is you and your mum. Everybody else is just going to remember that you got out there and you did it.
Do join us this year. It's the 23rd of June. It's fantastic. You don't have to be an athlete. I guarantee you a good time.